Hello, I'm Amanda Fedison with Team Renew, and we had a team training that I wanted to make sure that I did a video for so that everyone would be able to benefit from it. So I did a motivational part of this meeting, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. So the first thing is to write down one thing that you like about yourself, and then to write down one thing that you dislike about yourself, and maybe something on more of a personal level, not as much for appearance. And so if you want to, you can pause this so that you can take a minute and think about those things. I'm going to keep going. The last meeting that I had, we talked a lot about judging others. And if you would like to have a copy of that video, I would be happy to share it with you. Just send me a message and I will send that video to you. But this meeting, I wanted to talk about the power of kindness. I actually recently listened to a personal development video, and I listen to tons and tons of these. Every single day I listen to at least one personal development video or book or something like that, because I feel like it's just what we should do to better ourselves and to learn new things every single day. And so one of the most recent things that I listened to was The Power of Kindness on mindvalley.com. I actually subscribe to it's called Consciousness Engineering on mindvalley.com, and it was called The Power of Kindness. And in this video, they discussed instead of when you meet someone, typically we automatically just think of the bad things about this person. It seems to be just what we do as human beings. And so my challenge for you is to try out something new. And this mentions to, as soon as you meet somebody or see someone, that you haven't been around for a while, or anything like that, just going up to anyone, think of some nice things about them. Pick out nice things about them. And the example that I have is right after I listened to this video, watched this video, I have a blood clotting disorder, so I have to go in every so often to get my blood checked to see where my levels are. And so I happened to go in right after I did this video, and it was someone new, because the girl that I typically had do it was on maternity leave. And I was sitting there and wasn't even paying attention to my thoughts at the moment. And I'm thinking, well, she's not very friendly. She's kind of monotone. And so I caught myself in that moment thinking about these things about her. And I thought, there I go. I'm thinking of the negative things. So I switched it quickly and started thinking about the nice things about her. So then I thought, oh, she's very thorough. I love her watch, and just went like that. And it did feel good to actually think of the nice things about people. And so I think if we do this over and over and over again, it will become natural for us, just like any other habit. If we do it over and over and over again, it will become a habit. And wouldn't it be nice to think of nice things about people instead of not so nice things about people, to pick out the things that that aren't very nice. So in the meeting, this is what we did. So if you're watching this, I just challenge you to, the next time that you see somebody, to silently think of nice things about them, and either write them down, or whatever you need to do. And at the meeting, we actually had a minute to go over that. One of the things that I have a motto about now is that good thoughts that aren't put into words are wasted. So if I have a good thought about somebody, I want to tell them about it. So now in the meeting, what we did was we then told each other those nice things that we read about each other. Now we could choose whether or not we wanted to tell them in person, tell them with our voice, or we could give them the note, whatever we were more comfortable with. Personally, there are some people that I feel very comfortable with telling them how I feel, the nice things about them, and then there are people that I don't feel as comfortable telling them outright, so I will send them a little message on text or email or Facebook and tell them that way. And I basically just say, I have a new motto in life. If I think something nice about someone, I want to make sure I tell them and put it into words. So here's what I think nice about you. Let's see, where am I? Okay. So my challenge is basically for you to tell people when you think nice things about them. But we can also do this with ourselves. A lot of times we think very critically of ourselves. So if you do the same thing and kind of stop yourself when you're thinking something negative and change it to something that you like about yourself, it can make a huge difference. And if you do this over and over and over again, it becomes a habit, and then you start to think that of yourself as good and that you are enough. So first thing is to become aware of judging yourself negatively. Change those dislikes to what you like. Be grateful in the moment and then say, I am enough. What these dislikes are that we have come up with are actually beliefs that we've picked up somewhere along the way. So it could be parents, it could be a best friend, it could be a coach, it could be some sort of a mentor that you had in your life. So we pick up our beliefs about ourselves, whether good or bad, a lot of times from different experiences that we've had in our lives. So now I want you to go back to the beginning when I asked you, what did you like about yourself? What did you not like about yourself? So I want you to think about those things. And in the meeting, we shared, if anyone wanted to. Whoops, sorry, wrong way. So I want you to think about what you, wait, I think we missed the good thing. Okay, so I wanted you to think about what it was that you liked about yourself. And then try to think back of where that might have come from. So, personally, like for me, I thought I have a good personality. And although I had a long period of time where I was very negative, and people actually didn't like me at that time, and I've had people tell me that when I was a negative person that they did not like to be around me. And I didn't even like myself, so I completely understand that. But after I got over my negativity, and I can go on and on about that, people began to tell me that I had a great personality, that I was outgoing, that I was fun to be around. So that's where my belief of having a good personality came from. And so I want you now to think about, and you can pause these in between if you need some more time, to think about what your dislikes are about yourself. What was the thing that you wrote down in the beginning of the training that you disliked about yourself? And then think back, where did that come from? For me, and like I said, you can pause this if you need some time to think about this. I think it's really important. For me, I feel very unworthy, kind of like I'm not enough, and that a lot of that came from my father, who was actually not a good person. He was an abusive alcoholic to my mother, but he committed suicide, and I always felt like I wasn't enough for him to stick around for him to get better, to get help with his alcoholism, and to get better and stick around for. So that was kind of what I kind of believed about myself because my father committed suicide. I've since gotten through all that, but that was where that belief came from. And I still feel a lot of times like I'm not enough. So, so that is my dislike about myself, and that is where it came from. So I have this video that I wanted to share, but I wanted to just explain a couple of things first because if you don't study this kind of stuff, it could seem a little confusing. So when she talks about source or source energy, she is talking about something that she's connected to. So some people call it God, the universe, source, and different things like that. If you do not connect to any of those things, you can connect to anything else that you might feel peaceful and connectful with. So if nature makes you feel very peaceful, or water, a stream running, waterfalls, things like that. If those things give you pure peace whenever you're watching them, seeing them, around them, then that might be something that you can feel connected to. So That's that part. And she's also going to talk about expanding. So I just wanted to explain this a little bit. A lot of people understand what an aura is. It's basically our energy field that kind of radiates around our bodies. And so basically just think about that energy field, that aura, kind of expanding whenever she talks about that. So I'm going to get started with the video. Maybe. Let's see here.
So if you cannot change your environment, you either haven't chosen to change it or you haven't cleared the judgments blocking you. As an infinite being, you only have two things. You have choice and you have awareness. You're a perceiving, knowing being who is in a body. So you can either choose things or you can be aware. And choice will always overrule. Remember how last night, for those of you who are here, he said, I chose happiness? Okay? You choose something really powerfully, then everything will come up that's in the way of that, and then you just clear it. And that's really all you have to do to, be happy. So if you want to change your life, you have to change your matter. Now, a lot of us have been fed a lot of bullshit, basically, about what's true or false. So we might think that I can't make money, or we might think I can't have love, or we might think I'm broke. A lot of people say I'm broke. And it's very fascinating because that one belief, I am broke, can basically permeate all other parts of your life and break other parts of your life, right? So you have to clear all the untruths and falsehoods, which means you have to question your judgment. So if you're saying something and you say to yourself, oh, I can't do that, be willing to be consciously aware enough to say, well, is that true? Is that really true that I can't do that? And just be a little more, pay attention a little bit more. And clear the judgments bound with lower energy. So are you love or abubbing things into your life, or are you judging things out of your life? So remember the client I was talking about who said, I don't know all the time? I thought the only way I'm going to get her to be willing to pay attention enough is I have to give her something to do. And so what I did is they have some postcards that they can hand out for you. But I had her take a little index card and carry it around with her for a week. Okay? And I would encourage you to do this. And basically all I did is I told her that the only thing you have to do is every time you judge something out of your reality, you basically say, I can't do it, I couldn't do it, I don't know. Or you're looking at somebody and without appreciation and you're saying, oh, I can't believe they're wearing that sucks, or whatever these judgments are that we have, right? You just make a little mark of what your judgments are. And then, after you make the judgments, I'm going to show you that basically what you're going to do is you're going to clear, if you want to write down what your judgments are, you can later on clear them. And so some of the judgments I have, because I've worked on so many people, I actually have lists of thousands of what these beliefs are that I found on people. They're really, really fascinating. But some of the ones that we've heard, these lies, the love of money is evil, money doesn't grow on trees, I don't have enough, rich people cheat, lie, or steal. I found that on people. I've also found I have to work hard for my money. When I cleared my own belief of I had to work hard for money, I got a check in the mail for 6 figures. Because I put in a new belief, which basically said, I get paid for being me. Okay? Just me. I get to show up and be me. There's some other ones. Money is not spiritual. Spiritual people don't have any money. I have to save for a rainy day. I'm broke. I'm not good with money, and I can't afford whatever. If I have a client who comes to me and they say I can't, da da da, I ask them for a few days to go around saying, what would it take for me to be able to afford that? Okay? My favorite little saying is, what would it take? And the universe responds to that. What would it take for this to happen? What possibility could I open up in my life? What would it take? Okay? And you don't have to know how, but if you ask what would it take, you just created an opening for the universe to support what it is you desire. So the ways you can change your wealth programming, you can make a choice. You can bless things and be grateful that it's already in your life. So basically, when I had her do the whole make a list of her judgments, Every judgment she made, she had to reframe it. And she said, I'm broke, okay? She'd have to reframe it and say, I am so grateful and thankful, and I love how much money I have in my life. And that simple reprogramming over and over and over again of I'm so grateful and thankful and happy that I have this in my life, pretty much when she came to me, she didn't have a job, and then she basically opened up her whole life and got a job within 2 months, and she hadn't had a job in a year. Just from clearing your judgments and adding gratitude. Connect to the oneness and source energy. So remember the scale of 0 to 1,000. And then there's the energy that holds everything in. So do you want to learn how to connect to source energy the way I do it? Okay. So you're an infinite being in a body. So just close your eyes for a minute. Okay. And I just want you to take your energy and expand it out past the seatmate next to you, and expand it out past the room, and expand it out past this building, and expand it out past this hotel, and expand it out past Costa Rica, and expand it out past Mexico, and expand it out past the planet, and expand it out past Moon, expand it out past Jupiter, expand it out past Pluto, expand it out until you connect to the light. Just keep going and going and going until you somewhere feel a certain peacefulness kind of resonate in your body. In this space is where you can reprogram anything. So in this space, just think of something that you're grateful and thankful for that you want to show up in your life. Maybe something on your list yesterday for the money. I'm so grateful and thankful that this showed up in my life. And I'm so grateful and thankful this shows up in my life now. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I have all my needs fulfilled. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I experienced joy in this moment. And I'm so grateful and thankful that all the answers I wanted answered before I showed up here are answered. They just show up and they come to me. And I'm so grateful and thankful for me being me. And I'm so grateful and thankful for all the good that's coming into my life.
Okay, you can open your eyes. So I don't know about you, but for me, that was really powerful for me to basically reach that point of peacefulness and kind of change those dislikes and beliefs that I have picked up along the way. So it was very powerful for me to be able to kind of reach that peacefulness and kind of switch it all around and just change it, and was grateful and joyful. So I would be interested to find out, and I will post the entire video because it's, much longer. I didn't post the whole thing. I just posted a piece of it. So I'm going to go ahead and post the entire video. I would love to hear your thoughts and what your experiences were through watching this video. And if this method would help you if you did it consistently, and anything else that you might think about with this. So this is going to sound strange, but I want you to lie, cheat, and steal. Because I want you to lie to your brain. I want you to take that belief that you have that you dislike and change it around. You're actually telling yourself the truth, but you feel like it's a lie because you have this belief of dislike and you need to change it around. So it's going to feel like a lie, even though deep down it is actually the truth. And I want you to cheat fear Step out of your comfort zones, cheat fear, and steal back that confidence. Find that confidence that you had when you were a child, the confidence we all had when we were children. Find that and get it back, steal it back. So my homework for you is to set an alarm on your phone 2 to 3 times a day. When you won't be interrupted, if you're going to be in meetings, or if it's a specific time of the day that you get your kids on the bus, or something that you're not going to be interrupted. And just write in the details of the message or of the alarm, I am enough. I do this 3 times a day, but you could very easily do it 2 times a day, or even once a day for that matter. When you know you're going to be getting up, getting ready for work in the morning, set an alarm so that goes off. I'm to the point now where as soon as that goes off, I just yell, I am enough. And keep telling yourself that every single day, several times a day, I am enough. I also have on my mirror in my bathroom, I am enough, written with a dry erase marker. You could use lipstick or whatever else that you can get off eventually. And then the gifts that I gave to the people who came to the meeting today is just a little, and I will actually do a little video and show you it too, is just a little charm or a pendant. You could make it into a pendant. It could be a keychain. And it says, I am enough. So if you weren't here at the meeting and you didn't get one, write it down on an index card, something that you can carry with you. And anytime you start to doubt yourself, pull that out and say, I am enough.